else who's not here, since it was short notice on the questions. I guess the big question is why legal action, but can I also put it this way? There is a different tone from CPS, from Pedro Martinez. He was asked, what's going to happen to those who don't have their vaccines? And he said the other day, we're going to work with them. We're going to talk to them. We're going to make sure, try to understand what's going on. So why a different tone for CPS than the police?
Well, I don't think there is a different tone for one versus the other. CEO Martinez has indicated that, and again, in agreement with the union, so that is one circumstantial difference, that every adult in the system has to be vaccinated. And that agreement was reached months ago, and they've been working very hard to execute on that agreement, reached with all the collective bargaining agencies that employ folks at CPS. So it's a very different set of circumstances, and I think he believes it's going to be a very small group that remains either unvaccinated or not signing up. And so he understands, though, that accountability is important, as do we. So you asked the question of why the lawsuit. Because we believe that the FOP leadership is trying to foment an illegal work stoppage or strike, pure and simple. We've laid that out in the materials, and we're not having that. The contract is clear and it's been known for a long time. The police unions are not authorized to strike. It's in their collective bargaining agreement, and it's a matter of state law. What we've seen from the Fraternal Order of Police, and particularly the leadership, is a lot of misinformation, a lot of half-truths, and frankly flat-out lies in order to induce an insurrection, and we're not having that. And so we want to make it very, very clear that the law is on our side. We feel very confident about it. And what he said, even after what I heard that he said, even after the lawsuit was filed and we notified them, is urging members of the department to ignore their chain of command. And let me be very clear about this. John Cantizaro has destroyed his police career, destroyed it. He's not fit, and he's never going to go back to the department in any kind of active position. I don't want him to lead these young officers astray and have them destroy their careers like he's destroyed his. If you ignore a directive of your supervisor, or worse, a direct order that's lawfully given, you're going to destroy your career. That is going to follow you forever. Over what? Going to a website, clicking yes or no, and if no, saying that you're going to sign up for testing? Really? That's worth it? I don't think it is. And I don't think people are going to follow him over that cliff. But we're going to make sure that he and the leadership of the FOP get a very clear message. We are not allowing them to jeopardize the public safety of our city, our residents, by making it seem as if he is in charge of the Chicago Police Department and he alone can determine staffing and whether or not officers come to work. And the other thing that has to be clear, officers swear an oath to abide by the U.S. Constitution, the state constitution, and the laws of this city. That is a sacred oath. That separates them from civilian employees everywhere. It's a sacred oath, and we expect them to abide by it. We can't expect them and residents to hold them with any degree of legitimacy if those who are sworn to uphold the law act as if they're above the law. We're not going to tolerate that. That's not acceptable. And I think what you're going to see is that a lot of officers are going to abide by the mandate and fill out their information very simple, straightforward on the portal.